Okay, good evening. Apologize for the short delay in starting. We had a technical difficulty. We're going to work around it. So I will now call this evening's meeting to order. The first item is confirmation of quorum. Madam Clerk, do we have quorum?
We do have quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Next item is declaration of conflicts of interest. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest to declare this evening? Okay. So we'll move to the adoption of the agenda. It would now take a motion to move the agenda in its current form. Councillor Esty moves. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Murray. Are we ready for the question?
Question.
We'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of adopting the agenda in its current form show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Sorry, I'll try and do a little delay for you, Councillor Martin. I kind of forget that we're a second or two behind. Next is the adoption of minutes. The first one is the minutes from the March 17th regular meeting as presented. Do I have a mover to adopt those minutes in their current form? Moved by Councillor Esty. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Savoie. Are we ready for the question?
Question.
We'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of adopting the May 17th regular meeting minutes as presented show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, next is the adoption of the March 25th special meeting minutes. Do I have a mover to adopt those in their current form? Moved by Councillor Murray. Seconder.
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Savoie. Are we ready for the question?
Question.
Question.
We'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of adopting the May 25th special meeting minutes as presented show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. So next we have questions from the public. Do we have any submitted questions, CAO Downey?
I do not have any submitted questions. I don't know if there's any questions from the gallery or not. No.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so next on the agenda is petition request or delegation, and there's nothing under that. So we will move to council member reports. We'll start with Councillor Gingras. Oh, sorry, these are they're out of order. Not in the right place.
The only thing I want to add is, or actually I want to thank the Residents Award 1 for my acclamation, but I also want to add that there will be an event on April 27th at the Church of the Nazarene, which is on Briggs Cross Road, number 2 Briggs Cross Road. And so April 27th, 6:30 p.m., and residents will have the opportunity to hear from the at-large candidates and also from the mayor and I. They will also be able to hear what the District Education Council candidates have to say, so that will be interesting as well. So, and that's it. And I thank Councillor Murray and Councillor Esty, and also their young opponent Ben, and also the DEC members or the DEC candidates for accepting the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gingras. We'll go to Councillor Murray. So just so everybody's clear, the mics are not where the buttons are, so you'll have to light up so I know which one to light because they're not lined up tonight.
Yeah. So one thing, I won't actually be at that meeting. I have a previous commitment. Appreciate the invite, but I do have coaching that night, so I won't be able to get there. But yeah, it should be a good. It's if anyone has any questions about the roads, I know it's the time of year everyone does it. If you do want to send us a message along with DTI, we can always be copied in on those informations. And we can at least get a ticket started for anything. It's the best way to do it. So just calling in, you have no record then. If we do like an email thread, you can at least get a ticket number. So just a reminder about that. So that's it.
Thank you. Councillor Esty? No report. So we'll go to, okay, we're going to go to Councillor Martin. You're held up to the mic now, Councillor Martin.
Oh, perfect. Just going to keep this simple. Just want to remind everyone that on April 25th, we have a community cleanup day happening. So a lot of residents around different areas will be out cleaning the ditches. Keep an eye out. Any families that want to come out and help. I know all the volunteers would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, just keep an eye out for different posts on for people reaching out for volunteers for upcoming events and organizations.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Savoie?
I don't have a submitted report, but I just wanted to take a moment and say how proud and how privileged I feel that I was to be part of this first ever Maple Hills Council. It's been a learning experience. It's been rewarding, been challenging at times, but all in all, fun, and I recommend it. But you have to run in an election. And just like Councillor Gingras was saying, there's also that kind of event in the Saint Philippe Club d'As d'Or on May 5th at 7 p.m. Anybody listening and interested to meet people, you're more than welcome to come out. Also, the same as Councillor Martin was saying about this coming Saturday, cleanup day. I'll be here as well serving hot dogs. So come help out, pick up a few pieces of trash and get fed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I too would like to thank everyone around this table and on the phone for our successful first term. It was an honor to be a part of the first term. I also want to thank the residents for my acclamation. Looking forward to serving another term. I know a number of us will be back. We'll see about the rest. And I'd also like to thank Deputy Mayor Savoie and Councillor Gingras for setting up those events in those areas for us to get out and meet with the public. Okay, so now we'll move to bylaws, motions, resolutions, and administrative tools. And the first item is service agreement. CEO Downey, did you have anything to add before we proceed?
I may. I apologize. I had started an email to you earlier, and I didn't copy and paste it into my notes for tonight. I know that there was a question at the committee of the whole about how many civic numbers that we would possibly be looking at. I believe Councillor Murray said that if you base it kind of on last year's permits, I did reach out, but it was last minute. It was this morning when I thought of it, to NB 911 to see if they sort them by municipality. So I don't have an answer on that, but if one thing that I didn't mention at the committee of the whole that I wanted to was just to remind council that what pays for this will be the revenue, or the permit revenue that comes in from the Service Commission. So that will, I know when we did the budget, we had anticipated, I don't know if it was 120 for permit revenue, I believe. Last year, we surpassed that. So given that, I know that we're not going to run into any trouble with paying for this service.
Okay. So do I have a mover on this motion? Well, actually, we'll move and then we'll go to questions. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Whereas the Kent Regional Service Commission has offered to provide civic addresses 911 services to the rural community of Maple Hills for the period of 5 years. Whereas the Council of Maple Hills recognizes the importance of accurate and timely civic addressing services to support emergency response, public safety, and municipal operations. Whereas the proposed agreement outlines the role and responsibilities of both parties, including service delivery, coordination, and the applicable fees per civic address issued. Be it resolved that the Council for the Rural Community of Maple Hills approve the service agreement between the Rural Community, Maple Hills, and the Kent Regional Service Commission for the provision of civic addressing 911 services as presented. And further be it resolved that the Mayor and Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the Rural Community of Maple Hills.
Okay. Do I have a seconder on the motion? Okay, seconded by Councillor Gingras. Councillor Murray, did you have any questions on this? Okay, so we'll move to Councillor Jean Gras.
The only thing I wanted to add is because I've seen it, I saw it today on Facebook, and it was about, because Canada Post is canceling door service in some areas of Maple Hills, there is some confusion about us talking about civic addresses and Canada Post doing that. And so I would just like it if we could make it clear on the website, on the Maple Hills website, what it is we're doing and the need for proper civic addresses to be displayed for emergency purposes.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else wish to speak on this motion? Okay, seeing no further discussion, are we ready for the question?
Question.
We'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of adopting the service agreement as presented, show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Oppose, no. Motion carried. Okay, so the next topic is the lease agreement. CEO Downey, did you want to offer any additional information beyond what we discussed at the committee of the whole?
I don't have anything to add to it.
Okay. Gonna move, Deputy Mayor Sava?
move.
Okay.
Whereas the rural community of Maple Hills entered into a lease agreement with the Irishtown Community Center for the use of the municipal facilities. Whereas the council has reviewed a proposed lease amending agreement to revise certain terms of the existing lease. Be it resolved that council for the rural community of Maple Hills approves the lease amending agreement between the rural community of Maple Hills and the Irishtown Community Center as presented. And further, be it resolved that the mayor and chief administrative officer be authorized to sign the lease amending the agreement on behalf of the rural community of Maple Hills.
Do I have a seconder on that motion? Seconded by Councillor Murray. Are we ready for the question?
Question.
We'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of adopting the amended lease agreement, as presented, show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the grant request for the Lakeville Community Center. CEO Downey, do you have anything to add?
This one I do have just a brief update from the committee of the whole. So it was asked if the Lakeville Community Center obtained a quote for the sign. It has been confirmed that an estimate was obtained. And the next question was if a $500 grant is awarded, if the Lakeville Community Center could cover the cost, the remaining cost for the sign. And the center has confirmed that they will cover the balance of the cost.
Okay. So do we have a mover? Sorry, that's from previously?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I
Okay.
can move if nobody else.
Okay, so Deputy Mayor Savoy will move.
Whereas the Lakeville Community Center provides service activities and events that benefits residents of Maple Hills, from the Maple Hills area. Whereas the Lakeville Community Center is undertaking a project to improve communication with the community by upgrading its outdoor sign to increase visibility and provide more space for information regarding upcoming events and facility rentals. Whereas the proposed upgrade consists of installing electronic programmable message board to better inform residents of ongoing and upcoming activities. Excuse me. Be it resolved that the council approves the grant in the amount of $500 to the Lakeville Community Center to support the purchase and installation of electronic programmable message board.
Okay, do I have a seconder on that motion? Seconded by Councillor Murray. Any questions on the motion? Okay, we'll now proceed with the vote. All those in favor of awarding the grant to the Lakeville Community Center for their electronic messaging board in the amount of $500, show your consent by saying yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, so the next item was the Maple Hills Homestead Community Farm Stand Grant. So I noticed we don't, on this one, we don't have the attachments from before, but I think we were discussing a different amount. Than what,
Yeah.
than the requested amount?
Yeah, so I didn't receive anything further from the homestead after the committee of the whole. But I do have a note that it was noted at the committee of the whole that a portion of the grant request would be to support the purchase of educational signage and interactive learning tools to support community education component. So council now has the opportunity to revisit that application as it was, based on the information that we have received. So it was $250 in the grant that was requested for, was it 250 or 200 for, on the educational portion?
Okay, so I guess, yeah, that was the question I was trying to, what had been decided was the educational portion versus the full amount. Okay, so do I have a mover on this motion? Okay. Oh, you'll have to light up, I don't know which, okay.
Whereas the Maple Hills Homestead Community Farm Stand Initiative aims to promote education and awareness of local food systems, seasonal growing practices, and sustainability within the community, whereas the project will provide accessible learning opportunities for residents, including children and families, through educational signage and interactive displays, whereas the initiative supports experimental learning by connecting residents with local food production and encouraging community engagement, whereas the funding requested will support the purchase of educational signage, interactive learning tools necessary to facilitate community education. Be it resolved that the Council of Maple Hills approve a grant in the amount of $200 to support the educational components of the Maple Hills Homestead Community Farm Stand Initiative as outlined above.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder on this motion? Seconded by Councillor Murray. Are there any questions on the motion? Seeing none, I will proceed to the vote. All those in favor of awarding the Maple Hills Community Farm Stand the grant of $200 as presented, show your consent by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, so next we have unfinished business. Do we have anything under that topic? I don't.
We do not, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Being that there's nothing else on the agenda, it would now take a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting. Moved by Councillor Esty. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.